Hello everyone, this is just a second part to the mystery box. I'm sure if you haven't watched that video, go back and watch it. It is the unboxing of a package that I got in the mail today that I was not expecting, and I understand that in that video I wasn't very descriptive of what I was seeing and the camera didn't catch up on a lot of it. So I'm gonna go through the package now so you guys can actually understand, and now that I've gone through it more thoroughly and read the letters and such, there's a story. I've already read to you the main letter in the last video, so if you haven't heard this yet, go back and watch it. But basically this is saying that I am the heir to some form of legacy that has to do with a mummy, and it's all very Indiana Jones. So this is just telling me that this is my legacy. Through a bunch of research and searching, they found me, and apparently I'm the legal heir to whatever this story is telling. It's so fun. Now, one of the first things I noticed in the package was this. It is a bulb of something, some form of artifact. And at first I thought, oh gosh, it's a piece of a mummy, because these were talking, certificate came that was talking about pieces of mummies. And I was like, so I have an Association of Amateur Archaeologists of Wiltshire, which I'm not sure what this means exactly, but I may figure out more in the next installment. There is the formal dinner and grand unwrapping invitation, which will fall into the story that is told through the letters. I have 2 pages that look as though they've been ripped out of a book of a summary of common hieroglyphic characters. So if you can see that, it's several pages of common hieroglyphics and their meanings and the number. Signification as determinative or ideograph. Basically the meanings. So 2 pages of that. I got a photograph of the people or characters involved with this, and on the back it lists the people in the photo. Now, I haven't worked out who the author of the letters are, but the characters in this first bit are this gentleman, who is Lord Prentice Tilly. He's the uncle of whoever wrote these letters. And these 2 are, one moment, Sylvia Butterfield and Fred Butterfield. They were in attendance of the grand unwrapping that is described to me in the letters. I'll get to those in a minute. Going through this piece by piece. And a newspaper clipping detailing the discovery of an ancient Egyptian tomb of some kind. Temple, tomb. In this, they say they're still unsure, but there are unknown hieroglyphics that are labeled as bizarre and strange and haven't really been seen before. One of which is a woman pulling her own hair, which is seen here in the corner. I'll get back to that because that's important. Now, the letters. I'm gonna summarize them for you instead of reading them out each one by one, because that will take a long time. But I'm gonna summarize it for you simply. I'm still unsure of which character in the photo is the one who wrote these letters. I don't know. It may be Emma Tilly. Perhaps she is the young woman in the photo here. And she is the woman who sent out the invitation to the grand unwrapping. See? Emma Tilly. Basically, what these letters are saying is that Uncle Prentice, Lord Prentice, Prentice Tilly, who is the president of this amateur Egyptologists club in Britain, is hosting an event to unwrap a mummy he's come into possession of. Basically, it was one big gong show. Everyone there was a gossip. And that's where we first meet the characters of, the Butterfields. Which are these two, depicted on the back of the drawing, or back of the paper as drawings. It's really, really cool. But, basically, it is discovered during this unwrapping that the mummy is holding something in its hand. This is all described in the letters I received. The mummy was holding something in its hand. Prentice, or Uncle Prentice, as he's depicted in these letters, unfolds the fingers very, very carefully and reveals a little scarab charm, like a little carved stone scarab. And attached to the scarab is a roll of parchment, a small roll of parchment tied with twine. The Butterfields can tell there's something off with them immediately. They snatch it away, and the man, Fred Butterfield, is like, "Oh, yes, I can read hieroglyphics. He reads the hieroglyphics, and he's very, not forthcoming about their true nature. Let me see if I can find what he says. How fortunate for all of you, I have advanced expertise in hieroglyphic transliteration. I shall read it now to you. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. He doesn't read it. Yes, this is a typical coffin text. It's a prayer to the gods, beseeching them to watch over the poor souls, yes, his ka, part of the soul, and of course, his ba, that's another part. In Egyptian mythology and their ancient beliefs, they believed that the soul and body was split into, I think it was 5 parts. 2 of those parts were the ka and the ba. I think the ka represented the spirit and the ba, the body. Don't quote me on that. I'll learn that from Yu-Gi-Oh! That's another part. These Egyptians certainly had a lot of soul to get a rap about. Ha! Fascinating piece, said Fred. What a wonderful find, my boy. Basically, he did sort of start to translate it, but he's withholding information. And our main character here, who I'm still unsure of the identity, I think it may be Emma Tilly, so I'm just going to call our main character Emma here. The Butterfields had glossed over the most important parts of the scroll, the possibility of treasure and the mention of a hidden tomb. But why? Because they're greedy fucks. That's why. A letter later, if this is Emma. Oh, and we have a picture, sorry. A picture depicted by the author of the mummy clutching the scarab statue. I'm sorry, but if I'm gonna read this hieroglyphic translation, I'm gonna have to do it in style. This is my adventure hat. I have several adventure items. This is but one. Because one day, I'm going to be a great archaeologist. Like Indiana Jones, and I'm going to have my own movies. Here's the translation, or a rough translation of the hieroglyphics on the scroll clutched in the mummy's hands. All praise the Lord of the oasis. Take me west in the beautiful desert. Take the water from the eye of Horus, the beauteous pharaoh, one of Re. It's R-E, or I would have read it as Ra. House of gold, house of bounty. Gold and lapis lazuli, silver and turquoise, carnelian and amethyst. Protect my Ka. Bring my Ba to the place of the field of offerings. Endangered, take Ramses the Ninth. Or, it's Ajax, I think that's the ninth. Don't quote me on that again. Exiled followers and priests, to a tomb far from my beloved oasis, far from the room of she who is hidden mistress of paths. This point, the Butterfields have figured out, shit, there's a treasure somewhere out there, so they book it, and now they're heading straight for Cairo so that they can try to find this place first. And depicted in these letters, the Butterfields are very, very disrespectful. They don't care about archaeological or historical significance. They treated the scarab and the scroll very, very poorly. And it was very painful to watch for our reader, or writer here, who seems to have archaeological experience. They ruined it, almost. And our writer is like, oh shit. So she and her uncle Prentice pull some strings in hopes of getting her to Cairo, or them to Cairo first, so that she might find the place before the Butterfields can. And our writer actually says that she feels that she has seen the Butterfields somewhere before, but by a different name. Because this person obviously is very active in the Egyptology community, because they're like, I've never seen any Butterfields in Cairo. There shouldn't be any Butterfields in Cairo. I've never heard of them, but they claim to be antique dealers. Which feels to me, it gives me the vibe that they might be some kind of con men. Just out to get gold, you know? There are a lot of treasure hunters out there who don't care about the historical significance of an item or discovery and will practically decimate it before real historians and archaeologists can get their hands on it. And it's very, very real, that problem, in the sense. For instance, wartime archaeologists have a very, very, very difficult time with thieves. People who will just come in, basically destroy whatever archaeological site they have, and just take whatever items they think they can sell for the most money. And it's a real problem for them. I think it's black something, but they're a really big problem in that community. So, here's the letters. Butterfields are bad news. We gotta hope that our main character here, which I think might be Emma Tilly. I think it's Emma Tilly. Gotta hope that our main character here gets there first. The final thing in the box is this. I think this is one of my favorite bits, along with the letters. It all feels very Indiana Jones, and I absolutely love archaeology and that feeling of adventure. It's just, It comes in wrappings. When I open it up, it's the scarab beetle from the mummy's hands, along with the note. Now, I'm not gonna undo it again, because I've already looked at the note, and I already showed you guys the note in the last video, but this is the scarab beetle and the note from the story in the letters. And I just told you the translation. So, Mummy was clutching this in its hand when it was mummified, and it holds the secret to what seems like a hidden tomb and hidden treasure. But apparently, these hieroglyphics are strange. There is an upside-down Ankh with an eye, 2 bird feet tied together, and a woman pulling her own hair. Same hieroglyph from the newspaper article of the woman pulling her own hair. You may not see it in this lighting, but it's there. So very exciting. My family, when I showed them when they came home, seems to be under the impression from the introductory letter that claims, oh, you're the heir to a legacy, this one, that there will be multiple packages, which would be very, very exciting, because I've already had so much fun with this one, and I want to know how the story ends, you know? I want to know what happens to our writer and to the Butterfields who just exude bad news. But until that point, I'm gonna have to wait for another package. But this has absolutely made me so incredibly happy. I feel like I'm in a real life mystery novel. Like, I'm the main character of a book, and it's making me immensely happy. I just wanted to show you guys and go through the story and the items more thoroughly than my unboxing video, which was just a bottle of excitement and confusion. But yeah, I have a little collection of things that look very old. And this seems to be shipped from Ontario. I actually have no idea where it's shipped. I just know it had to go through customs because the box has a YVR stamp, which is, if you don't know, the Vancouver airport. I'm hoping for another installment. This is very, very fascinating, and I'm very, very, very excited to learn more. I'm having so much fun with this. I'm probably gonna keep this for the rest of my life. I am so happy. Do they have the woman pulling her own hair in this? Let's see. Cat give gift. Wow, cats are just great. Hide, conceal, protect. It does sort of look like hide, conceal, protect, but there is no hair. Woman, first and second person sing. Yeah, there's nothing here. Sorry, this has put me in a great mood. This has really made my day. Thank you all for tuning in again. Sorry it was long, but I wanted to share this adventure that I'm going through with you guys. I'll film again when I get the next box, or if I get another package. I hope I get another package. I've been having so much fun with this. If I get another package, I will for sure film it and make sure I get a shot of actually in the package and what I'm actually taking out, because last video wasn't that great. But thank you all for tuning in.